gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the greatest show on earth, the Dvine Kids Circus. Be prepared to be amazed and captivated by the most magnificent, most dangerous adventures this series will have to offer. Sit back and enjoy the show.
His signs are great, his wonders are mighty, his kingdom will last forever. His rule will never end. Daniel 4:3.
How great is our God? Sing with me, how great is our God, and all will see how great is our God. How great is our God? Sing with me, how great is our God, and all will see how great is our God. Name above all names, worthy of all praise. My heart will sing, how great is our God. You're the name above all names, and you're worthy of all praise. My heart will sing, how great is our God. How great is our God? Sing with me, how great is our God. Oh, we'll see how great is our God. How great is our God? Sing with me, how great is our God, and all will see how great is our God.
We've brought you 7 incredible acts, but this last one, we take our hats off. What makes it so great? He can make something out of nothing. He speaks and the wind obeys. He defied death. Welcome, the greatest showman, Jesus. Wow, the circus. They knew how to put on a show. That's probably why it was known as the greatest show on earth. We have had the most spectacular acts in our Bible Circus series. We've learned about a lion tamer, the bearded lady, the flying trapeze, fire eaters, the strongest man, an escape artist, and we even talked about a clown. But the one person that we have not talked about yet is the person who captivated the audience and talked about the shows that were about to commence. The host of the show, the ringmaster. The ringmaster always wore a red coat with black and gold embellishments and a top hat. Their voice would boom in that ginormous tent as it captured the attention of the audience and presented the act that was about to start. The ringmaster was normally the person that traveled the world looking for the biggest, fastest, strongest, strangest, yet greatest acts the world had to offer. People like the Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey, who competed against one another to be known as the greatest showman. As we conclude our Bible Circus series, it's only fitting that we talk about the one who the entire Bible revolves around, the greatest showman ever, Jesus. Let's take a look at John chapter 9.
Jesus and his disciples passed a man who had been blind since he was born. The disciples asked, "Teacher, what caused this man to be blind? Did he sin? Did his parents sin?" Jesus said, "This man is not blind because he or his parents sinned. This happened so God's power can be seen in him." Then Jesus spat on the ground, made mud with the spit, and rubbed it on the man's eyes. Okay, all right, don't try this at home, kids. You will probably just get in trouble. Trust me, I learned this the hard way. Anyway, Jesus said, "Go, wash in the pool of Siloam." The man did, and when he returned, he could see. The man's neighbors were confused. "Isn't this the blind man?" some asked. Others said, "No, he just looks like the blind man." But the man said, "I'm the one." His neighbors asked, "How can you see?" The man called Jesus made some mud, spread it on my eyes, and told me to go wash in the pool of Siloam. The man explained. "When I went and washed, I received my sight." The neighbors brought him to the religious leaders. The leaders were angry because the man was healed on the Sabbath. They accused Jesus of breaking the Sabbath laws and questioned how a sinner could perform such a miracle. The religious leaders tried to question the blind man's parents, but they were afraid and said that their son was old enough to explain for himself what had happened. They sent again for the man born blind. He said to the religious leaders, "Whether Jesus is a sinner or not, I cannot say. I only know that I was blind and now I see. If Jesus was not from God, he would not have been able to open my eyes." And angry leaders threw the man out of the synagogue.
The story of the blind man is a story of transformation. Every time a person encountered Jesus, their lives were changed. Fishermen became disciples. Sick men were healed. He convinced a greedy and selfish Zacchaeus to return everything that he had stolen. He gave hope to Mary Magdalene when she was possessed with 7 demons and he freed her. And yet there were people who didn't believe and refused to believe. But like the blind man said, "All I know is I was blind, but now I see." Jesus changed his life, and he wants to change yours. He wants to do incredible things in you and through you if you believe. You know, these ringmasters, they took people that were considered outcasts, oddballs, freaks, and turned them into stars. Barnum saw something special in Tom Thumb. He saw beauty in the bearded lady. He gave them a place where they were welcomed. Jesus wants to do the same with us. He didn't see us as outcasts. He didn't see us as sinners who needed to be punished. He saw us and sees us as someone special. And he's preparing a place for us in heaven so that we can feel at home with him. All of these stories were written, the story of Daniel, Deborah, Elijah, Sarah, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, Samson, Peter, all the stories in the Bible were written to show the amazing things that God can do through people who love him. It is said that the greatest story that's ever been written is the story of Jesus. And he wants you to be a part of that story. He wants you to invite him to be your savior so that he can show you just how much he loves you. He will do the most incredible, amazing things in your life when you believe and trust him. If you haven't already, I invite you to trust him to be your savior.
Signs are great, his wonders are mighty, his kingdom will last forever. His rule will never end. Daniel 4:3.